We begin with breaking news. The man who murdered 25 people, including a pregnant woman in a Texas church, once escaped from a mental institution. That's according to a police report first obtained by Dallas television station WFAA and the Houston NBC station as well, and since has been confirmed by Fox News. Police report comes from cops in El Paso in June of 2012. At that time, the church gunman, the future church gunman, was facing court-martial for beating his wife and her son. As WFAA and others reported, and Fox has confirmed, police said at the time the gunman suffered from mental disorders and had planned to run from that mental hospital and take a bus out of state. Cops found him at a bus station and arrested him. The report indicates not only did the now dead gunman escape from that facility in New Mexico, he also threatened his Air Force superiors and had been caught sneaking guns onto an airbase. This breaking news follows the Air Force admitting yesterday that it failed to report to the FBI the killer's assault on his wife and child, an assault so severe it left his infant stepson's skull cracked. Didn't pass that along, that he'd been convicted and locked up in a military jail for a solid year. And had the Air Force reported as required, the shooter would never have been allowed to legally buy his murder weapons. Jennifer Griffin is on Fox Top Story live from the Pentagon this afternoon. But our Team Fox coverage begins with Matt Finn live in Sutherland Springs, I should say. Matt, what more do we know about this escape from a mental institution 5 years ago?
Well, Shepard, this escape just speaks to how deeply troubled this shooter was. The 2012 police report from El Paso says that 2 officers responded to the bus station. A witness there said that the shooter had escaped the Peak Behavioral Health Center in Santa Teresa, New Mexico. That witness went on to tell police that Kelley suffered from mental health disorders, was a danger to himself, and planned to take a bus out of state. The witness went on to say that Kelley snuck weapons onto the Holloman Air Force Base and threatened his military leaders. El Paso police took the shooter into custody without incident at that time and returned him to a neighboring police department that had jurisdiction near where the mental health facility was that the shooter was at. Shep.
An interesting account from authorities on the cell phone of this shooter.
Yeah, the cell phone could be critical to this investigation, but right now police say they can't get into it, so it's being sent to Quantico for further investigation. And we've also learned this afternoon, authorities now confirm, the FBI confirms that the shooter's name was not in a database that would have prevented him from purchasing guns. We've also learned that the shooter used a semi-automatic weapon, and there's no indication he used a bump stock. Also, the shooter's estranged wife and his mother were not in the church behind me during the Sunday shooting, according to authorities. Shepard.
Matt Finn on scene.